We're back today with another Reddit video where we critique and look at your logo design and graphic design submissions. Hi, I'm Paterson. I'm a graphic designer, logo designer. I own a design agency in the north of England, and every week, or recently every week, I'm basically critiquing your work over at Reddit. We've now got 1.7 thousand members. That's a growth of 200 in a week. If we get to 2,000 members, that would be super insane to have on the subreddit. I didn't know it would go this far so soon, but you guys seem to like to upload your work and join and critique each other's work. So today we're going to be looking at the top upvoted work inside of this Reddit. Let's go have a look. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. So the first one here is by Sandy Creative Art. Let's have a look. Something that me and Jordan, the editor, have started to think about is making sure that you post like context within the logo. I mean, this one doesn't need too much context, but I would have still liked to have seen more about this. I like how the brand went and things, but I guess you've got 10 pictures. I shouldn't judge too fast, but if you're going to be posting on here, make sure that you put context in. So first impressions, the logo and the design of it looks cool. I like the idea of the flame, the pure fire yoga. I was going to say logo. Let's go through this. You've got some cool... Ooh, I like the sketch pictures. I like to see the process. So the challenge was to show vibrance and strength in a minimal form. The logo market is a combination of the letter P, Lord of the Dance pose, ooh, and fire. The logo is minimal and simple to understand. Dude, you've done a really cool job with this. I really like it. You've used a move and a fire. Is it a move? To create this logo. That's really decent, and I really like the fact that you're showing the context behind how it came to fruition. And this is the grid one, the construction. So the construction of this, very nice. There's cool pictures in the past. People used to wonder how we used to create logos before vector art, and it was very similar to this, but you had to draw it with like compasses and rulers. For the colors, I've chosen vibrant flame gradient. It gives brand meaning of pure fire. Cool. Dude, I really like all the mock-ups that you've got going on here, and also I don't know if they are mock-ups because they look really good. This, especially this one, the logo looks insanely cool with the fire. It's simple. You've got enough negative space in there. The only one critique I would give you, in fact, in all of this part here, so the negative space and this line, it's quite thin. So when we scale that logo down, that line is going to look really thin. Ridiculously thin. I don't know if you could either create a thicker line there. It should be consistent all the way throughout. I understand the contrast between the thick and thin. That's what makes it look, you know, like fire. But making sure that that line up here just has a bit more thickness means that when it's scaled down, you have an easier time seeing that line, because when it's so far scaled down, you won't be able to see the line. Unreal work, dude. This is amazing. Well done. I'm going to give you an award. I've only got 800 coins. I need to buy more coins, so we're going for the 50 so I can give more awards out. This next one is Loey. It's a personal logo design. Let's see what you've done. So many nice comments. So this is a personal logo designer. I'm not sure if you are just a logo designer, but I love the blockiness of it. It is a very Minecrafty logo in itself. I don't mind the look of that. I like how simple it is, that you've made everything into blocks. The way the L and the O stack together, very clever. And surprisingly, it's legible, which is, I shouldn't be so unsurprised by it, but I really like it. Well done. The next one is from Viper Design, and it is a letter art logo for a YouTuber. The client asked for something abstract and simple that would look good on merch, which is important for like these YouTubers that want to sell merch. I've got merch. You can have a look at it down below. It's in that little Teespring tag under the description. So the logo itself, I can see that it's the letter R. Even though it's one continuous line with a break in it, it's very complicated. You might be thinking to yourself, that can't be complicated, but I can assure you it is. The amount of directions that this logo is going in means that when it's scaled down, you won't see it very well, especially with this negative space part in the middle. Now, the problem with this is that the negative space between this cutoff on this line coming down is not thick enough. And we know it's not thick enough because when I squint my eyes, I don't see it. It kind of just looks like a faint outline. Negative space is just as important as positive space, because when we scale logos up and scale them down, they need to look consistent. So in order to do this, you have to just increase this cutoff here to make it look consistent and scale down. This next one is from Noob Clowns. Here is a finalized logo for Ocean Coffee. I'm very proud of this one because it's so simple, but there's so much actually going on. Thank you to everyone who commented on the grayscale mockup I posted to help me decide which one to pick. Now to master the presentation. Let's have a look. Okay, so first of all, your presentation here, it's not got contrast enough. I like the idea of the logo. It works, but again, we're having issues with negative space again. You see like this wave part here, that wave part needs to like be thicker. This negative space between the wave and this part here. Hard to explain. I like it how you've got the ocean in there as well, like Ocean Coffee with the color scheme in there being the creme on top of the coffee. I like that a lot. In fact, I'm drinking one right now. But the issue is the negative space here. If you don't have good negative space in there, it's not going to scale down. So just do what I just said before with the other logo that I saw. This is better contrast. I prefer it, but the blue is very, sickly, if that's a word for logo design. It's just too blue. I would have chosen browns and chosen this, the actual color of the logo type, to be a lighter color on top of a darker background. That's more like it. That's better. This is what you should have done. The blue there is a lot different. It's a lot more muted. It's nice. But again, the negative space, if you were to scale this logo right down, you're going to struggle to see it because the lines are so thin in the negative. But well done. I really like it. I think there's a few things that you need to change, but the actual logo type works nicely. You've got a good sense of what font to use, which is very nice skill to have. Before I go into the next one, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is a website builder that I've been using for years. I think it's nearly 7 years. It will be nearly 7 years. If you're like me, you're a designer, a creative that needs a portfolio and a place to have clients contact you, then Squarespace is the most affordable way of doing so. And not only that, Squarespace is really easy to use. There's thousands of templates that you can customize to be your own. So it doesn't even have to look like the template, but if you like the way the sort of pages move, you can choose that template and customize it. I sell online digital resources easily on Squarespace. I even have a blog on there. I have my portfolio and a contact page, so I can really make the website my own little corner of the internet. So if you'd like to save 10% on your purchase with Squarespace, then click the link down below. And a little pro tip is that you can start building and creating your website before you pay. So you can even try it out within your free trial, which is insane. So free trial and 10% off. Go check it out now down below in the description. This next one is from 445huz3. What a name. Orbit is a business consultancy company that provides IT solutions to mid-scale companies. Here's a logo concept. A lot of lorem ipsum that we don't need at the bottom. Don't put that in there. If it's not got anything that helps me see it, it doesn't help present it. Unless it's a mock-up. First impressions, I like the logo. I think it's very suitable. It kind of reminds me of IBM. That's probably the typeface. I do like the typeface of it as well, especially because it's an IT company. So the typeface is very much appropriate for what it's worth. Only issue that I'm seeing is the eye. That dot on the eye is too small. And I don't know whether it's because it's a lighter color or a gradiented blue, but it's too small comparatively. So it just stands out a bit too much for me. I love the orbit around the O. That looks very nice. You can create that into a cool logo design if you worked on the negative space again. You see this line at the back? It's too little. It's so small. It needs to be thicker. And to make it thicker, all you have to do is make this thicker. That's all I would suggest. I like the opposite of this as well, but again, you can just see this distracting line at the back, but the idea of it is amazing. There's also an issue with kerning here as well that I'm seeing. I'll give you a second to see if you can find the issue yourself. The issue is the R and the B. The R is not close enough to the B, so you need to move the O and the R closer to the B. This space in here is a bit too much. I do like the color concepts here. It looks very professional. I'm going to give you an award because I haven't seen a logo like this before in a long time. So I'll give you a 50 award. I'm being stingy today. This next one is from Hassan, and he says, hello, this is a concept for a logo. of a juice stall named Orange Juice. Not good at naming things. What a name, Orange Juice. Very literal. I'm learning logo design and I aspire to become a professional designer. Came across Will's YouTube channel recently and now I'm his fan. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. You'll be stoked to see your logo on here. And you're in top upvoted of this week, so that's great. So again, when you're giving a logo into something like this, obviously you need to give more context to it. And you might be thinking, what other context do you need? Obviously you've given the juice stand, which is very nice. But I would have liked to have seen a juice stall. I want to see how the cups work on the stall. I want to see the napkins that you use if you have napkins, or t-shirts that people would use on the stall, things like that. But first impressions of the logo is that it's great. I love the orange. It works really nice. It's vibrant. And when you're walking along the streets, it works well. You've got good contrast between the background. So I really like that. And it's visually interesting enough. One thing that is bothering me a little bit is the drips. There's too many of them and they're not random enough. They're following a pattern coming down. So this pattern coming down is like, you know, small, big, small, big, small, big, small. Too much of a pattern. I would just stick with the big ones and maybe increase the length or the width of the big ones so you have less drips. Overall, I'm going to give you an award though because I think you've done an excellent job. I'm going to give you the 500 gold coin one, seeing as how you're aspiring to be a designer and I think you've got the talent for it. Just keep working at it. If you've enjoyed this video, then don't stop here. There's actually another video that you can watch right over there. And also remember to subscribe to this video. If you have enjoyed it, please press the red subscribe button and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon. Goodbye.